The next term is follow-up. It is an addition or an update to a new story which has already been done in the recent past by the channel. For example, a channel interviewing a health worker after 10 days of receiving the vaccine. The channel must have done his interview regarding taking the vaccine. Footage. It is a raw video coverage that a reporter brings to the office after covering a particular news story. It is converted into a package after the requisite editing. Free to air. Certain television channels do not require subscription or payment for viewing that channel. Those channels are called free to air. Mostly public broadcasting channels like DD News are free to air channels. Commercial channels require subscription fees for viewing those channels. Graphic Interface Format (GIF). It is a digital format for sharing and sending images. It compresses the images but it retains the solid colors in very good quality. Grab. It is a smaller video taken from a longer interview and used for making a separate news story. Graphics. It refers to the image, text, diagrams, graphs, tables, and other visual aids that help the presenter to explain the story. They refer to different kinds of diagrams that are seen on a television screen. Intro. It is the part of the script that is read out by the anchor or the presenter to lead the audiences to the next news story or the segment of the bulletin. Jargon. They are specialized terminology or the words that are used by the experts of a particular domain and are not part of the common speech or everyday usage. They have to be sparingly used. If such terminology is used in news bulletins, then they should be explained to the viewers. JPEG, a digital format for sharing of pictures. It compresses the photographs into smaller files. Lead. A lead story is the most important story of the day. It is the first story which is read out in the bulletin. It is chosen on the basis of news values. Live. Video broadcast of an event or story as it is happening in the real time without editing or editorial interventions. Log. It is a list of the shots that are covered in a news story. It plays a crucial role in the editing process as it helps to locate the shots in the news story. Mojo, or mobile journalism as they say. It refers to the type of journalism where reporters cover their stories using smartphones, edit their stories using the phones and relay it back to the newsrooms. Journalists are increasingly using instant communication technologies and social networking sites to provide news in multiple formats. NDTV has a collaboration with Samsung mobile phones and covers many of their stories through smartphones only. The next term is multi-track. It is a computer-enabled equipment which allows to capture 2 or more audio tracks. It also gives the flexibility of controlling the various audio aspects of different tracks like volume. It allows you to intermix, adjust, start or stop the various audio tracks at different points of time. News agency. It is a media organization which covers stories through its reporters and sells them to the various media organizations. It do not cater to any direct audiences. Media organizations take their stories and relay it to their own outlets. Some of the prominent news agencies in India are PTI, UNI, and ANI. News aggregators. As the name suggests, they bring together various forms of contents like newspapers, blogs, podcasts, vlogs in a single web application. The next term is news break. It is an interruption or an interval which can be planned or unplanned in a certain news bulletin. It could be the interval to announce the upcoming show or some planned event, or it can be taken to give out a breaking news. The next term is overrun, a program which exceeds the time slot allotted to the show. Off the record. It is an important information given to a journalist on the condition that he or she will not reveal the name of the source who is providing it. On air. It means the studio or the newsroom is live or is transmitting the news bulletin in a live mode. Package. It is an edited news story ready to be broadcasted in the news bulletin. It has an introduction to be presented by the news anchor, edited video with the voiceovers and other effects, and an out cue at the end. Phone in, a type of radio program where the audiences are allowed to participate in the show through their calls for comment, questions, and other purposes. Many a times, television news also uses the tool to take reactions from important personalities for their comments on a breaking news during the news bulletin. Picture feeds, the video or the footage provided by the video news agencies such as ANI. Podcast, an audio program that can be downloaded from a particular website or software and can be heard on multiple devices. Presenter, the anchor or the person who introduces and ends each news story in a bulletin. He or she has the responsibility of handling the breaking news in the bulletin. P2C or piece to camera. It is the end of the news story where the reporter directly addresses the audiences. He or she provides a conclusion to the story along with mentioning his or her name, video journalist name, and the location from where he is reporting. Rate card. It is the list of the pricing for the advertising available in different slots. Retraction, the withdrawal of a news story by the media organizations due to some regulation or untrue information or mistakes in a news story. Rundown. It is the sequence of the stories in which they will appear in a news bulletin. Scrum. It is a situation in which news reporters of various media houses gather around a person and ask him or her questions in an aggressive and competing manner. Stock footage, a repository available with the news channel regarding the common scenes or situations that can be utilized in the editing process. Verbatim, exact words used by the speaker. Voiceover, the technique of recording and inlaying the voice of the reporter or the narrator behind the scenes or the footage captured to better explain the news story. It is an important part of the editing, the footage, and creating a package out of it. Vox Pop. The term has its origin in the Latin terms vox populi, that translates into voice of the people. In many stories, reporters are seen taking reactions from the public regarding the current development or the news stories randomly. For examples, reporters asking people on petrol pumps regarding the impact of the rise in oil prices. Let's conclude this module. After covering this module, the learner will have in-depth knowledge about the techniques used in the newsrooms, technical terms used in the profession, along with the glimpse into equipments that are integral part of the daily lives of broadcast journalists. Hope you had a great learning experience and learned some new terminology through this module. Thank you.